I was trying to come up with a clever intro, but I think I'm just gonna go with I want less. I've felt lazy, I've felt unproductive, just kind of in a rut for the past few months. And that is not who I am. That is not who I want to be. I want to get my house back under control. It may not seem that messy and chaotic from the outside, but if you know Cass from Clutterbug, she has the 4 bug organizing styles. I'm a ladybug, so everything might look nice from the outside, but underneath, once you start going into drawers, into closets, that's where you're gonna find the chaotic mess. So we're gonna clean those out today. And I've already done a little bit, as you can see right here. I've been kind of collecting that over the past few months, but I figured today I have some areas that I want to tackle and I figured I should film it, so let's go. So you may already know what this closet is if you've seen my previous major closet decluttering video. We are not going through my closet today, but we are going through my maybes closet. So just to recap, everything up here are maybes, like things that I have had in my closet, but then I will put them in here if I decide I might not like them. I also have a few thrift finds in there that I have not worn, but I kind of got for fabric because I'm learning how to sew. And then everything down here in these bins are out of season clothing for both my husband and I. But for now, we're just gonna go through these things I've just kind of thrown in here. So, okay, trash. First we have the infamous white skirt from last week's video, if you didn't get to check that out. This black tee, I want to be ruthless, but I also want to be smart. I said I would give myself to the end of the summer, so I'll do that. Same thing goes for, I have this short black linen skirt that I'm conflicted about. I like it, but I'm also kind of like the long white skirt. I'm just not 100% sure when I would wear it. I'm gonna give that, since it's in season, I'm going to give that the rest of the season. This is a skirt that kind of got ruined a little bit from one of my purses. It kind of got all snagged up. I was going to try to repurpose it, fabric upscale thing potentially, so that will go in my fabric stash. I have this Ron John Surf Shop hoodie, something I bought when I went to Florida with my sister a few years ago, but I tried to wear it recently and it was kind of too small now. I love this blouse, but this was one of those things where they didn't have this color in my size, so I had to size down. I just shouldn't have bought it. This was a kind of thrift fail, just did not fit, but I feel like I can use the fabric for something. This was another thrift fail. I don't know. I was thinking of potentially just trying to alter it to make it short sleeve or something, or just use the fabric for something because it's a really pretty Indian block print. These are dust bags. These 2 long sleeve shirts I love, but again, I just don't really like them for one reason or another. For some reason, because this one is off-white, so if I wear it with white, I just feel like it looks really dingy. It's also a really weird boxy fit. And then this one I've had in my closet for a while now. I just keep trying to make it work. I don't really like it because the collar is buttoned down. I just really love the fabric. So again, I just might upcycle these. I'll try to put a time limit on the sewing stash too, if I don't use them in however long. This, again, I probably just shouldn't have bought. It just kind of feels cheap. I have a different blue one that has eyelet that I like better, so I think I'm just gonna get rid of this one. This, again, I go back and forth on. I think I'm just gonna put this with the fall and winter stuff. Feel like I'm just gonna give it to my future self. Whether you should do that or not, I don't know. This was also a dress that I got super cheap at Goodwill. I really just bought it for the fabric content, just linen and I think some cotton, but I figured I could potentially make it into a tank top or something. So again, sewing stash. Oh yeah, and then I forgot this one. I've worn it. It is an extremely deep V-neck. I just kind of feel uncomfortable. Okay, that feels good. And then everything else is just storage for the cooler weather. Next is my jewelry box. I just feel like this has been collecting a lot of junk, and I find myself wearing the same pieces over and over again and just holding on to really, really old stuff. So I'm just going to go through this. So this little box holds all of my like wedding rings, I guess you could say. So I have my original one, and then this one I wear when I'm like doing stuff around the house, so because it doesn't like snag on anything. But I'll obviously wear my normal one when I go out and stuff. And then I just also have like a silicone one when I'm doing something like really active and my fingers like swell. So this like allows it to stretch a little bit. Over here I have 2 perfumes. I kind of have like a summer warm weather one and a fall winter one. I have this fortune cookie wrapper in here that I just love because it's just like so true. I just like thought it was so cool. Forbidden fruit creates many jams. I've had that in here for years and I just love like reading it. This was a bracelet. I want to say it's like my great grandma's. Pretty sure it's like real gold. I wore it like all last summer. I have not worn it. I might just put it on, honestly. I kept it on for a really long time, all last summer. Okay, I'm gonna actually put it on when my husband comes home and have him help me because I can't do that by myself. I have my necklaces here, earrings here, and then like studs and earring backs. So necklaces, I have this one that I really like from my husband that is just like some engraved lilies. And this one, the chain on it broke, so it actually shares the chain with another necklace, just my cross necklace. So I'll just switch that out depending on which pendant I want to wear. I dabbled in these like kind of chain necklaces that were like pretty popular for a while. They probably still are kind of popular. To get that layered effect, I have this one, and as you'll see in the bottom, this is kind of my like maybe pile. I also have one that just looks like a chain. This one is just like an M. I also wear this one. It's a very simple, I think it's from Kendra Scott. That one's a little bit more elegant, so when I feel like a little more dressed up, I'll wear that one. And then this one is sentimental because my husband also got it for me, and then I wore it for our wedding. It was kind of like something blue. Really, I have like these 4, I guess 5 with the dual one. And that might seem like a lot, but you know what? Like they all fit nicely in this one little square. So I'm like fine with that, honestly. Do I need 5? No, but I do like some variety, and it's not really taking up much space. I like these 2 better than the one that looks like a chain. I don't know. So I might like get rid of that one. Then I have my like hoops basically. So these are like super cheap, but I do love them. I'm wearing them basically until they break so that I can like replace them with something similar. I know that sounds weird. And then I just have a few of these like huggy hoops. That's what like these 3 pairs are. And then I also have these twisty ones for a little variety. And then these ones are kind of a ovally shape, I guess you could say. And then the ones I'm wearing right now, I wear them a lot. They're like these thicker, like a half hoop. I wear those most often probably. These were actually the last gift I ever received from my grandma that passed away 2 years ago, and they are just like a really pretty dangly. I just love them so much. I don't wear them too often, but they're really special when I do, and obviously they're very different from everything else in my jewelry because they're not just basic silver, so I just really love them. This ring was also from my grandma. It's actually very cheap, like costume jewelry, and you can see where like some of like the gold paint or whatever is like wearing off. But it's just like very sentimental because she like wore this all the time. And I just like, even if I don't really wear it that much because it's not really my style, but I just like having it, and it just reminds me of her every time I get to look in my jewelry box. Sorry, maybe I should have been this close this entire time. I have these 2 smaller pearls. I have these 2 bigger pearls. And then I kind of just have whittled it down to like small pearls, and then small diamonds, big diamonds. I will say like I never wear these big diamonds, and so I kind of want to just get rid of them. Like I do not remember the last time I wore them. And these in any case, also have sentimental value because I got these on my honeymoon. It's from this really cool, it was like from a gallery artist. He uses the like real plants and flowers as like the mold for his jewelry. So I really love wearing those. And then this is just like a necklace extender. The real thing is down here, okay? I used to keep my necklaces down here, but I've just been minimizing so much that like all of my jewelry fits up here, and I kind of like it that way. The only thing is, with this jewelry box, it obviously has 2 drawers. So what am I supposed to do with this bottom drawer? I'm not sure what to do. I thought maybe I could put like sunglasses in here. I keep sunglasses like downstairs, like by the door when I'm running out the door. So I don't know if it really makes sense to have them up here. I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think I should do with this. This is just like a glasses. I don't even know what this is. Getting rid of that. Apparently this came from a bra that I bought. I don't know. These are all earrings that I like put down there as I didn't want them anymore, so they can all go. This is a headband that I bought because I was like, oh, I need a headband, and I do like it. I just don't wear it. I don't think I like this like knot at the top. Nah, I just don't love it on me, to be honest. Some extra buttons. I don't know what this is for glasses, but I don't need that. So, oh yeah, these are also earrings that I loved, but they are just really heavy, and I'm really scared about wearing heavy earrings because I don't want my lobes to stretch. So I'm gonna give these away as well. If you have any suggestions of what I could do with the bottom row, that would be great. Otherwise, I guess I'm just like gonna use it as like a little treasure collection thing. At least we have some things to declutter. Okay, now we have my bedside table, and as you can tell, it looks very minimal, it looks very clean, but what are under the drawers? It's really not that bad. I just want to actually get it organized and probably get rid of stuff. So the bottom drawer is where I store my pajamas, but it's this top drawer that's a little chaotic. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove my library book. In the back here is like a heating pad thing that you like put in the microwave. I just like keep it back there. So this like feels chaotic to me. I can never like find what I'm looking for. So first, I'm gonna take out my daily vitamin and like melatonin. Those are staying. I'm just getting them out right now. I also have my like natural cycles thermometer. I have the manual like instructions for use. I'm sure it's online, so I don't really know why I kept it. Oh, Kleenex. It's not used, but I just put it in here. Sometimes when I have like a nosebleed one day, I can easily have another nosebleed, so I have like an emergency clean tissue in here, but that's not often. I have some cough drops and hair tie. I have 2 different pairs of headphones. These are like my Bluetooth ones. These are wired. I think they can go in my office rather than my bedside table because I don't use my phone or screens in my bedroom anymore. This is chest rub from when I had a cold that can go back in medicine. This is like, it's pretty old and I don't really know if I need that anymore. Book light, I'll keep that in here. And then again, like sticky notes, I don't need sticky notes. My trusty Aquaphor, which is like, it's actually empty. I like finished it like last night, so that can be thrown out. And then this is the charger for the Bluetooth headphones. So really, I just need vitamins, book light, thermometer, and my library book will go right here. But other than that, like that's, I think, all I need in here. So that feels a lot better. This is the other side of my office that you probably don't get to see very much. I'm sure I can get rid of some books. My problem is that I go to like book sales that the library puts on, and usually all the books are like 50 cents. I try to be mindful, like, am I actually gonna read this? So I'm just gonna go through and get rid of some books. Other books I've had for years, but literally have never touched, so it's just time to like let them go. Okay, books are like one of the hardest things to get rid of for me because I absolutely love reading and I do reread books like over and over again. So I got rid of 7 books. I feel like that's pretty good for me. There is a closet next to me that is kind of just full of random excess things that I own and I just keep moving around. So we're just gonna open that up and see what is in there. Okay, so first of all, I have 2 yoga mats. One of them is my old one that my cat has completely ripped up. And I used it anyway for years because it's not necessarily a reason to give it up. But I did buy this super thick plushy one. When we moved here, we were going to be up without our bed for a full week and we were going to be sleeping on the floor. I just decided to get a new one so I can get rid of the old one. I have this poster. If you are a designer, then you probably recognize Herman Miller. I guess especially if you're a designer from Michigan. It's a really famous furniture company that is well known for its graphic design. So this was one of their old advertisement posters that I got as a gift in college. I had it hanging, but it's also just not really my style. So I'm either gonna get rid of it or I'm gonna see if my husband wants to hang it in his office because he might think it's cool. I just have a bunch of random bits and bobs. So this was a phone charger. I still like just using a cord because with this, I would lay it on there and sometimes it would light up green like it was charging, and then I found out that it didn't like charge my phone and it just like took up space on my desk. And then a rubber band ball. This is one of those things where I never needed it before, so like why did I buy it? When we moved in, I was like, I'm gonna do that shower head cleaning thing where you put vinegar in a plastic bag and like tie it to the shower head and then it kind of dissolves a bunch of like the buildup. And guess what? I have not done it. And for some reason I decided that for that I needed to buy a whole pack of rubber bands. In my defense, you can't really buy just like one rubber band. But in hindsight, I could have just bought like some produce, like what is it, like carrots or broccoli that usually comes with like a rubber band, and just repurposed that rubber band. Or I could have used, string to tie it. I could have used a hair tie. I did not need to buy a whole rubber band ball. This is a laptop holder. It's just disassembled for your desk, and I do not have a laptop anymore, and I did offer it to my sister-in-law. I just kept forgetting to give it to her, so I will put this in a place where I will remember to give it to her. Now, these were something that I bought for our previous apartment. Really was very specific. In our previous apartment, one of these bookshelves was in our bedroom, and it was like the first thing I saw when I woke up, and I just did not like all of the chaos of the books. And so I had like bought this like cheap little curtain and curtain rod so that I could cover up like half of the books and only have like the nice looking books up top. And it worked, but I just don't really feel like I need it here. I'm not like sitting staring at that in my office all day, so I'm just gonna donate them. Okay, I think that was all for in there. It's a new day and we are tackling some of the key areas of our downstairs. So first is this, I don't even know what you would call it. This is like our main entryway. We don't typically use this that often because we usually just enter through the garage. This is where I have my like accessories, I guess you could say. So basically what I've started doing is emptying out my purse every time I come home. I am kind of a purse girl, so I like having a few different purses and changing them out depending on my outfit. So in order to keep my purse like clean and just not have it accumulate a bunch of stuff, I do just empty each one every time I come home, at least like at the end of the day. So this box is where I keep all of the contents of my purse. And then you'll see in these drawers, I have different purses and like tote bags and like travel bags. Also have like winter gear and other accessories in here as well. So let's take a look, because these drawers tend to accumulate a lot of things. Okay, I don't think we'll find much in here because I've cleaned it out recently. I just took like a receipt out And so yeah, this is where basically like everything that would go in your purse lives. And then as I said, the drawers might be a little different. I do try to keep it pretty clean. I have like a Chewy coupon, which I'm like, okay, I could use that, but also we can just get all of our stuff at the store. Can't really show this on camera, but it's my eye prescription from the eye doctor. And like, what do you actually like do with that? Because like, where do you store that? Either way, this looks pretty good. I try to be super intentional about what types of purses I use. You'll see it's kind of like one light, one dark. Next drawer, I have two of the same bag. I loved this one so much. It's like a bucket bag that I found it secondhand in another summery spring color. I just loved it so much and they discontinued it. So third drawer is kind of like tote bags and miscellaneous bags. So this one I recently made myself and I absolutely love it. So I'll definitely be keeping that. This one I also made and I'll be keeping that one. This one is one I could get rid of. It's just a really basic tote bag. I think it's like from Old Navy or something. I got it like years ago and it's like functional, but with other bags, and I'm sure I'll be making more of my own bags, I think I could just get rid of this. And then this backpack, I keep holding on to it, but I don't really like how flimsy it is. But it's nice for like if we're doing anything kind of grungy, like if we're going like fishing or something. But ideally, I'd probably want to replace that at some point. So, and then we just went through the winter season and I honestly did not really wear much of anything because we moved, just did not need super heavy things. I did already kind of declutter this. I don't really even like this one that much. It's just like too polyestery, so I'll probably get rid of that one. If I wear a hat, it's like this one. This is the most comfortable one I have and it's not itchy or anything. We have some like homemade ones as well. So, and then I also have like the umbrella tucked in here. I mean, that feels pretty manageable because it all nicely fits in there. It's not like overflowing. So sorry, I guess there wasn't much to declutter out of this, but you know, it's helpful to just go through it either way and just keep it like as streamlined as possible. This is our utility closet, I guess you could say. And these drawers are just kind of full of like tools and everything. So I could probably go through that. I do have some smaller organizing bins that I think that I want to use inside of this because these drawers are just so big that like all the little things just like rattle around and it's hard to like find things. This first drawer is filled with like our green machine parts. This is something that I have been wanting to like get rid of because we haven't used it in a couple years, I want to say. The only thing is, and I usually don't like hanging on to like just in case items, and the reason why I'm like hesitant is because our entire place is carpet, like long kind of shaggy carpet, and we also have a cat, and so if she were to have an accident, this would be really helpful in cleaning the carpet because we do not own this place, we're renting. So if we ever move to some place where there's no carpet, which ideally I hate carpet and I would rather just have like hardwood floors throughout and just like some rugs, we can get rid of this. But other than that, we could probably go through these two drawers. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am sweating, but it feels good. It feels really good to just get things out. I'm beginning to see what it looks like to just live a little bit more minimally, a little bit simply, because you really never stop decluttering. But once you go through like the massive amounts of declutter, like once you go through the first pass, I've been through many passes at this point the past few years. It gets so much easier to declutter, and it's really just like a maintenance sort of thing rather than this huge overhaul of all of your clutter. It takes a lot less time. Each segment in real life really only took like maybe 10 to 15 minutes, if that. And it would have taken even less if I wasn't recording and like talking through everything. So it just feels really good to be able to kind of go through all of the problem areas in your house, just be able to like tackle one thing at a time without it being super overwhelming. So I hope this motivated you to just pick something, do it for 10 minutes. Don't make it a whole big thing. You don't have to spend an entire weekend. You don't have to spend an entire day. Even if you have a lot more stuff, just pick one small area, a problem area that's been really holding you up and really driving you nuts. Take that small thing, give it 5, 10, 15 minutes. You'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish. I always feel so much lighter after I declutter. And as I'm working on decreasing the amount of stuff coming into my house, hopefully there won't be so much to declutter in the future, is my goal. But that's really like the other half of decluttering, which I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about, is yes, like getting rid of stuff feels good, but if you're just gonna go out and buy a bunch of stuff and bring it into your home to declutter later down the road, then you're just gonna get stuck in this cycle, and it's never gonna feel like your house is improving if you don't stop the influx of stuff. I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.